Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be talking about two brand new reveals of our Transformers Tuesday. The first being is a Studio Series Core Class Ironhide, and we kind of saw this coming because we actually did recently get a Studio Series Core Class Ratchet, and this figure is pretty much the exact same mold, minus the head sculpt. That is a brand new mold. So detail-wise and price, so the price is $12. The release date is July 1st, 2023. As for details, I actually do quite like it. I really never had a problem with the Core Class Ratchet. I think it's overall a pretty good figure. This figure comes with the exact same accessories, so the two pistols done matte silver, and again, the head sculpt is a completely different sculpt. I think the main problem or thing I had with this figure was the tolerances, especially in the alt mode. They never really, a lot of panels just really never wanted to stay tabbed in. Of course, you had to fiddle with it a lot. You could get them pretty aligned, pretty perfect. There was always just a bit of a gap or a little bit of crevice in between some panels. So hopefully on this version of the mold, it's a little bit better. But as for the pictures, of course, we have the box, a really cool artwork shot of Ironhide. This might be the same one they used for the Voyager Ironhide. I'm not really sure, but here he is in box, looking very cool. We got Ironhide, an Autobot symbol. We have the Transformers the movie logo, 8+ figure. On the back, he transforms in 15 steps. He has a picture, of course, of his van and a robot mode, and you can store the blasters on the side. Pretty cool there, and some pictures of the robot mode. Really like the head sculpt, that definitely resembles Ironhide to me. Love the silver and the blue, and again the pistols with that silver. I actually really do like the little windshield wipers. A small little detail like that I actually really do like. And the rest of the figure overall pretty plain, just mostly done in that red and gray. But I'm fine with it. The core classes are a little bit more simple, but it really doesn't bother me. I'm typically not nearly as picky on core classes as of deluxes, voyagers, and leaders. So a few problems here and there I can deal with. But as for his van mode, I overall do quite like it. Again, just the tolerances, and I have to mention it now. I'm not really a big fan of this exposed ball joint, but other than that, it's a pretty fun looking van truck alt mode. We do have a picture of the back. The whole bumper is back there. Really nice silver. I do quite like that. And that's pretty much it. I really didn't want to spend that much time on this figure here because it is just a repaint, slate remold. And the other figure that I'm about to introduce or talk about is a much more interesting one. So the next one is Dinobot Leader Class Snarl. So yeah, a review actually did recently come out. Several reviews came out recently. So this was, I wouldn't say the biggest surprise. We kind of knew this was going to happen because there were some leaked images, there was some reviews. And of course, they're making the other Dinobots, so they gotta get to Snarl. And this one actually looks super cool. I might get this one. One that I know I will probably get is Swoop, because he's actually my favorite Dinobot of the bunch, so I probably will get him. But yeah, this one looks pretty cool. I do have Sludge. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get Grimlock or Slag or Slug, just because the aftermarket prices have been crazy. So I'm not sure if I will ever get those. But I do have the core class versions of those, so I'm fine for the time being. But detail-wise, overall, looks pretty cool. As you can see, the tail is actually like behind the shoulders. I do like all that gold. And some silver and blue for the face. Overall, a very cartoony, accurate Dinobot, and I do quite like it. I do like all the spikes on the front of the legs with the gold. That looks super cool. I think from the video, the spikes on the legs are more of a pliable plastic. It's like a bit rubberized, I think. I'm not really sure, but from the video I saw, they were kind of flexible. So just want to let you know that. I'm not sure. I can't remember about these sections up here, but I do know about the front of the legs. And now for another picture. Here he is in his Dinobots alt mode, looking very cool. Dinosaur alt mode. I do like the face, the Autobot symbol right on top of there. That looks really cool. And I love the spikes all done in that gold. And there's quite a bit of mechanical detailing you can see on the side of there. That actually looks really nice. Love the blue there and all the wires and pistons and stuff like that. That looks really nice. And this one actually does come with a sword, so it's good that this one came with a sword, but it kind of does more harm than good because we all want the Dinobots to come with swords, especially Grimlock. I can't remember if he came with one. I don't have the figure. I don't think he did. So it does kind of it does more harm than good because it kind of just makes us to want the other Dinobots to have them, because it's a bit odd to have all the Dinobots, but just one have the sword. I do know there's some upgrade kits out there who are making them, which is nice. But if you don't want to get an upgrade kit, I think they probably should have from the beginning with Grimlock. They should have just all came with swords and blasters and just scrap the whole kind of minicon thing, because I'm pretty sure Grimlock came with the exosuit version of Spike. Or Daniel, and it didn't even transform. And then they did that with Wheelie, but then they later made core classes versions of both of them. So they should have just scrapped the whole non-transforming version, and they should have just came with swords. That's just my opinion. And it can store on top. I'm pretty sure there's also storage with a sword on the bottom if you don't like that. And another action pose there, and we do have the box, and this looks really cool. It's him shooting the lasers out of his tail there, which is pretty nice, and really cool artwork. I do really like that. And on the back, he transforms in 31 steps. Just a battle of Autobot City there. There is a backdrop included, and overall very nice. And from the reviews I've seen, it does kind of seem like the tail doesn't have like any articulation, which is a bit disappointing. It would have been nice if there was like a hinge or a ball joint or something, but of course part of the tail becomes like his shoulder pad, so I'm not really sure how they would have done that, but that's just a want or a hope. But the release date is August 1st, 2023. The price is $55. It is still available, and just from what I've seen, if you're getting these Dinobots, I would get them now, like pre-order this now. Yes, it is just a pre-order, and it's pretty far ahead. It's August 1st. It's quite a while from now, but I would highly suggest to get it because from what I've seen, Grimlock and Slag or Slug are very hard to get for what they're actually worth. I was able to get Sludge because I got it in a case of 2 with the Fallen. It's cases when you can't break it up. It's sold. It's supposed to be sold with 2 figures, so that's how I got that. I mostly bought the case for the Fallen, and then I just ended up keeping Sludge. But if you're one of those people who just absolutely really wants these Studio Series Dinobots, then I would highly suggest to get them or pre-order them now, because from what I've seen, they're pretty expensive on the aftermarket, especially where Grimlock is concerned. But that's pretty much it for the 2 reveals. Definitely the Snarl is the more interesting of the 2, and I think it looks pretty cool. I'm still a bit unsure if I'll get this one. There's the core class evolution ones, which I'm kind of content with, because I actually used to have the Power of the Prem ones, and I did sell those off because they weren't the greatest, but I'm fine with just having one version of them right now. The core classes are perfectly fine for me. Maybe I'll probably get Swoop because he is my favorite of the bunch. I would get Grimlock, but the prices are insane. They're like going for like $100, so I'm not spending that much money. So probably Swoop. Let me know your thoughts on the 2 reveals in the comment section down below. The leader class Snarl and, of course, the core class Ironhide. Let me know between the 2 versions of that mold, Ratchet or Ironhide, which one do you prefer? I'd say I probably prefer the Ironhide over Ratchet. That's just my opinion from the pictures, of course. And now, since Snarl is revealed, we have 1 Dinobot to go. And it's Swoop. And from what I've heard of, the last bit of information, this isn't official, but from what I've heard, once they complete the G186 Dinobots, they're going to move on to the Age of Extinction Dinobots, because they made Grimlock a long time ago. That was like the first wave of the Studio Series. I actually had them at a time, but then I sold them off. And they never made any more. They never made Strafe, I'm pretty sure. They never made any of the other ones. So from what I've heard, they're going to go back to those, which is actually pretty cool to see. Hopefully they do that. But that is pretty much it for this quick little news video. Hope you enjoyed.